Hi, my friends. Welcome to class. My name is Angie. Today, we are going to be really just warming up the body and moving through some sun salutations. So we'll do a nice long warm up. We'll move through a series of different sun salutations, and that'll really be it. Maybe we'll drop down at the end of the practice and do some deep stretches as well. But I'm aiming for maybe like 45-ish minutes, but we'll see how it goes. We'll begin in child's pose, toes together, knees wide. Send the hips back, reach the arms out in front of you. Forehead to the mat or to a block. Sometimes I like to maybe start with the block until I get into my hips a little bit more, or even forearms first before I drop all the way down. The hips can be a little tight first thing in the morning, so I try to take my time getting into them. Slow movements, long breaths. Let's take a few rounds of Durga Pranayam together. So this is a 3-part breath. We'll do it in child's pose just to feel the full expansion of the breath in this pose. So we'll take a breath in to clear it out. So breath in, breath out. And then we'll inhale into the belly, into the ribs, into the chest. Exhale, chest falls, ribs contract, belly button to spine. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Keep going. Last round. Breath in, crawl the fingertips forward, tent the hands as if you have little tiny cupcakes underneath them. And then exhale, walk the hands over to the right. Left hip anchors down, or stretching through the left side body. Inhale through center. And exhale to the left. Right hip anchors. Take a breath in. Exhale through center. Inhale to round up. Come into a tabletop pose here. Knees under the hips, wrists under the shoulders. Drop the belly, lift the chest, bend the elbows, gaze forward. Exhale to round, press the ground away, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. A few cat-cows here, your own pace. Inhale for cow, exhale for cat. So warming up the spine. Maybe it feels good to spend a few extra breaths in one of these shapes. Maybe one is a little more tight than the other. Just sort of explore and see what feels good in your body. Feel free to make it more organic. Maybe you take some barrel rolls here, sending the rib cage in all directions. Switching directions. We'll come to a neutral tabletop, zip the belly button into the spine, and then we'll look over the left shoulder as you pull the left hip to the left shoulder. Again, little side body stretch. Inhale through center. Exhale to gaze over the right shoulder. right hip to right shoulder. Inhale through center. And then walk the hands to the top corners of the mat, coming into puppy pose. Drop the chest down. And we'll be here for a few rounds of breath. And then try to breathe the full length of the breath. So belly, ribs, chest here. You notice when you get to the top of the breath, you might feel a little bit more resistance in the armpits. Walk the hands back through center, neutral tabletop, and then we'll inhale, left arm up towards the sky. Exhale to thread. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale to thread. One more. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, thread. We'll drop down onto the back of the right arm and extend the left arm to the top corner of the mat. Close off the chest. Feel this nice stretch through the outside of the right shoulder. Stay here for a few rounds. And notice if the knees are not perfectly stacked or not stacked right underneath the hips. So if they're too far forward, walk them back a bit. And if you notice they're a little far back, you can walk them forward. This just allows the spine to stay nice and long. We're kind of reaching through the base of the tailbone, reaching it behind you. On your next breath in, left arm up towards the sky. Exhale it behind the back. Inhale to open the chest a little bit more, taking a bit of a twist, pressing the right hand into the ground. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, plant it under the left shoulder. Inhale to unthread, reach the right arm high. Circle with the right arm here, reach back, reach forward, and up, and then back down to the mat. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale to thread. Inhale, high. Exhale, thread. Inhale, reach high. Press through the right hand. Exhale to thread. Drop down to the back of the left arm. And extend the right arm out in front of you. Close off the chest. Long spine here. Reaching through the tailbone. On your next breath in, right hand up towards the sky. Exhale it behind the back. Inhale to peel it open a bit more. Left arm presses into the ground. Inhale to reach high. Exhale, plant it under the right shoulder. Inhale, on thread, left arm reaches up. Exhale, big circle. Inhale to reach forward and up, and then drop it back down. Good. We'll tuck the toes under here, spread the fingers really wide, and then lift the hips for downward facing dog. Oh. So we're really pressing firmly through the palms. All parts of the hand are anchored to the mat here, really protecting the wrists. And then you're pressing the ground away from you. Come up onto the toes a bit, bend the knees, and then tilt the tailbone up towards the sky. Send the left heel to the mat, bend the right knee. Switch. Right heel to the mat, left knee bends. And then we'll come up onto the toes, and then both heels down to the mat this time, and then lift up the toes. Good. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, and then tiptoe to the top of the mat. Try to stay high on the toes. Keep pressing firmly through the hands. Again, moving slow this morning. Grabbing opposite elbows here. Feet about hip distance apart. Shake the head out. Maybe shift side to side. Just feel what it feels like to shift the weight around into one leg and then the other. Side to side. And then maybe even forward and back. So shifting the weight into the heels and then into the toes. Good. Go ahead and release the bind, and we'll slide the hands under the feet, palms face up. So palms of the foot, palms of the hands touch. And our toes are kind of massaging the wrists of the hands here. Bend the knees as much as you need to get into this. And then see if you can lengthen the spine, sort of a halfway lift. Gazing down at the mat. And then exhale, bend the elbows, pull yourself in, folding. One breath in. Big breath out. All right, release the hands and begin to roll up. One vertebrae at a time, moving really, really slow. When we get to the top, inhale the shoulders up by the ears, back and down the spine. Again, inhale, shoulders up. Exhale them back and down. Good. Inhale the arms high, reach high. Grab the right wrist. Step the right foot behind the left. Side bend to the left. Breath in, open the chest towards the ceiling. Stay for the exhale. Inhale through center. Switch your grip. Left foot behind the right, side bend. Inhale, left side of the chest opens. Stay for the exhale. Inhale through center, reach high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Draw the crown of the head forward, shift the weight into your toes. Zip the belly button to spine here. We'll be here for 3 breaths. You can keep the hands on the tops of the thighs. If you want it spicy, take the hands behind the head here, or reach the arms out in front of you. This is really going to activate the backs of the legs a little bit more. Breath in, fold. One more, halfway lift. Inhale. Your variation. We're here for 3. For 2, for 1, folding in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms. Step back, high plank. Pushing off of the toes. Gaze forward, maybe about 2 feet off the front of your mat, helping to elongate the spine. Press the ground away, take a breath in. Exhale, drop the knees, drop the chest, bending the elbows in towards the sides, drop the chin. Inhale, baby cobra. Slide yourself forward. Lost my mic. And then lift the chest. Exhale to lower the chest. Inhale, lift up, get really light on the hands. Let the back do most of the work here. Exhale to lower. Good. This time, inhale, float the hands. Stay. One more breath in. Exhale, hands by the low set of ribs. Tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Press yourself up. Inhale. Let it go. Inhale to lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees. Top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Fold. Inhale to rise, reach high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank, step back. Exhale, lower down. Maybe you drop the knees. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Pulling the hip joints forward, opening the heart. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Again, inhale, heels high. Bend the knees. Top of the mat. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten the spine. Fold. Breath in to rise, reach high. Palms lower down through heart center, Anjali Mudra. We'll begin to flow here. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold. Inhale to lift. Exhale, plant the palms, high plank, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, heels high. Bend the knees, top of the mat, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach high. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga, step back, lower down halfway. Upward facing dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Again, inhale, heels high. Bend the knees. Top of the mat, forward fold. Lift halfway. Fold. Reach, Urdhva Hastasana. Anjali Mudra. Urdhva, reach up. Uttanasana, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, heels up. Bend the knees. Top of the mat. Lift halfway. Fold. Rise. Palms lower down. Reach up. Fold. Lift. Chaturanga, plant the palms, step or hop back, lower down halfway. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, top of the mat. Good. This time, chair pose. Inhale, just swing the arms up, sit the hips down. So we're tucking the tailbone here. Notice if you're rounding, can you tuck just to flatten and elongate the spine here? Engage the glutes a little bit more. Sit a little lower, lift the chest a little higher. And then actively feel like you're pulling the mat apart, like you're trying to rip it in half. Notice what that feels like, how that lights up the legs. Breath in, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, right foot steps back, right knee drops down. Inhale, the arms high, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, frame the front foot, tuck the back toes, Left foot reaches back, high plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale for chair. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift, halfway. Exhale, plant the palms, left foot steps back, drop the back knee, Anjaneyasana, inhale the arms high. Exhale, frame the front foot, step back, high plank, lower down halfway, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. We'll move through that one more time. Inhale the heels high, bend the knees, top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale for chair. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale. Right foot steps back, Anjaneyasana. Inhale the arms high. Exhale, frame the front foot, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale, heels high. Bend the knees, top of the mat. Inhale for chair. Exhale to fold. Lift halfway. Plant the palms. Anjaneyasana, left foot steps back. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, plant the palms. This time, step to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale for chair. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, plant the palms. Right foot steps back, Anjaneyasana. Inhale the arms high. Exhale, frame the front foot. Step to the top of the mat, forward fold. Good. Inhale for chair. Exhale to fold. Lift halfway. Exhale, plant the palms. Left foot steps back. Drop the back knee down. Inhale the arms high. Exhale, frame the front foot. Top of the mat, forward fold. Good. Inhale for chair. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift. Exhale, plant the palms. Right foot steps back, right knee drops down. Inhale the arms high. Exhale, frame the front foot. Top of the mat. Halfway lift. Fold. Oh, that was supposed to be chair. Inhale for chair. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift. Exhale. Left foot steps back. Left knee drops down. Inhale the arms high. Exhale. Top of the mat. Forward fold. Good. Inhale. Chair pose. We'll sit here for a little bit this time. Really just warming up the legs is the intention of this practice. The hips, the legs. Breath in. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant the palms. Right foot steps back. Drop the back knee down. Anjaneyasana. Inhale the arms high. Exhale, half splits this time. Straighten the front leg. Maybe you find a little balance with the hands if you want it spicy. Or you can take hands to the ground or to blocks. We're just framing the front foot. So choose what it is that you need today. What is your body asking for? And we choose with discernment and truthfulness, right? So in yoga philosophy, we have the yamas. The first one is ahimsa. Ahimsa is non-harm. The second one is satya, truthfulness. We talked about this on our previous video. So if you want to know what I'm talking about, you can go back and watch. but we choose what we need based on truthfulness and non-harm. So are we taking what's true for us? You know, have we been pushing ourselves all week and the body needs rest and maybe we need hands to the mat? Or maybe we need to build some fire, we need discipline, we need to transform. And then maybe you float and you find balance and concentration and focus. So choose. From here, we'll bend into the left knee, right hand plants, left arm swings high. Reaching. And then exhale, take a quad stretch. So we're bending into the left foot and you're reaching back towards that left foot. The right foot we're reaching towards the right foot with the left hand. Left foot can kind of go off to the side here. Taking a little quad stretch. Block under the right hand as well can be helpful. All right, go ahead and release that foot. We'll bring both hands on the inside of the left leg for a little lizard here. Back knee down. And then see if you can draw the heart forward. I'm gonna add some blocks here just to bring the ground a little closer. So if you notice, the back is really rounding. Some blocks will help. And from here, we're going to keep the right hand planted. We're going to take the left hand and we're going to push it into the left knee. Take a little bit of a twist here. Come back through center. And then the left foot, step back, high plank, or tabletop. Good. So from here, we're going to step the right foot forward. So Anjaneyasana on the other side. Inhale the arms high. Exhale, half splits. And again, time to make a choice. Do we want fire, heat, discipline, transformation? Or does our body need a little rest? Do we need to be a little bit more passive in these poses rather than active? And if you have your hands on the mat or on blocks here, maybe it feels good to move the ankle around, move the foot around. Notice what that feels like. And then from here, we'll bend into the right knee, left hand plants. Inhale the right arm high. Exhale for the quad stretch, bending into the left foot. Right hand reaches back. You don't have to grab the foot, just reaching towards it. And then the right leg can kind of wiggle off to the side a bit here. Just creating a little bit more space for the pelvis to sit. All right, we'll release nice and slow. Right hand comes on the inside of the right foot. Maybe you have your block set up for a lizard. The right foot kind of wiggles off to the side a bit here. Nice, easy warm up of the body. All right, left hand will stay planted. Right hand will push into the right knee. And your arm might not be able to straighten, but we're just adding a little resistance. And you could even try See what it feels like to squeeze the knee back into the hand. So kind of resist the push. Notice how that feels in the hip. And then release it fully, not trying to resist the push anymore. Good. Plant the hands. Right knee meets the left. And then we'll set up for pigeon on the left. So just dragging the left leg forward. And if pigeon is not in your practice, figure 4 on your back will do. So just lying on the back, crossing the left ankle over the right knee. And then threading the needle and pulling the right thigh into the chest, towards the chest. If you're in pigeon, feel free to come down onto the forearms, maybe set up some blocks. I like to sort of rock my hips side to side here in this pose sometimes. It just kind of helps me wiggle in, settle in to the space. Breathing here, noticing when the body starts to resist. Maybe when the discomfort becomes hard to sit with, we begin to shuffle or move around or try to escape it. See if you can just breathe through any discomfort. Really discerning discomfort from pain is important here. You know, we don't ever want pinching or pulling or burning, but unintense stretches might be what you get, so that's okay. Soften the belly, unclench the jaw. Begin to press yourself up. And then we'll pull the right leg around to meet the left. And we'll sit here in what in yin they call fallen angel. So just feeling the blood rush back into the leg. Just noticing the sensation for a moment. You know, we're always so quick to move on to the next thing. Sometimes we don't actually take a moment to integrate our experiences, take a moment to notice the results of said action. So sometimes it's nice to just sit in it, be with it. All right, we'll switch. So right leg forward, left leg back. Again, option to take figure 4 on the back. Setting your blocks up. And when you're ready, go ahead and work your way down. One of my favorite setups here in pigeon, which I can't do because of the mic, but one block long ways under the sternum, and then the other one under the forehead. It's like just super supportive. So if you have blocks and want to try that, feel free. These more yin-like postures allows us a moment of introspection, oftentimes working into the hips. And I'm sure you know that the hips hold a lot. They hold a lot of emotions. They hold experiences. So a lot of times when we sit in these postures, things come up. Sometimes we get emotional or a memory arises. So we use it as an opportunity to just observe, to notice, without labeling or judging. Oftentimes when things come up for me, I might even run through the yamas and the niyamas and say like, okay, is this thought causing me harm? Is it truthful? Is it stealing from my energy? How can I be non-attached? How can I moderate my senses from this experience? And so on and so forth. Can I find contentment with it? Like really running through the moral and ethical principles of yoga to see like, okay, how can I practice yoga when something real comes up for me? And that's not to say we're avoiding, we're still noticing, we're still observing, we're just kind of having a conversation, a dialogue with this part of our ego. All right, begin to press yourself up. We'll pull the left leg around to meet the right. We'll meet in this fallen angel type position, wrapping the arms around the shins. You can even tuck the chin to the chest if you'd like. And just notice, feel the blood rush back. And then we'll come into a seated wide leg forward fold when you're ready. So legs wide. Ooh. Maybe a block or I like a blanket under my hips if I'm feeling really tight in this, just to give me an inch or two of elevation, helps me get into the hips a little bit more. And then I always begin kind of externally rotating my thighs. So as you can see, I'm kind of pulling my thighs backwards, pushing the quads back a little bit, giving myself a little bit of a massage here, and then I begin to hinge forward at the hips. So y'all don't have to do this, but just a little something that I like to do. Option to have the blocks in front of you on whatever height fits. And we'll just begin to lean forward with a nice tall spine. Your heart is reaching up and forward. So no rounding in the back. Once the back begins to round, you're at your edge, so you'll just stop there. And then notice here where you're gripping or tensing. For me, I tend to hold my belly, hold on to the low core a lot. So it's always a good reminder to soften the belly, soften the jaw, the space between the eyebrows, and soften the breath. All right, walk yourself back up. Take the hands behind you. Bend the knees, plant the feet, and we'll take some 90-90 knees here, letting the legs fall to the left, sending the right hip forward, and come back through center. Legs to the right, left hip goes forward. Keep going. And then maybe after a few rounds here, you're able to come up off the hands and do the same thing. No hands involved. Tall spine though. Ooh. One more. And then when the legs fall over to the right, we'll pull the left leg forward. And we'll come to lie flat on our back, set up for a bridge. It's a little back bend here. Feet hip distance apart, nice and close to the glutes. Hands, palms down by the sides. Tuck the shoulder blades under, and then lift the hips. We'll breathe, belly, ribs, chest here. Maybe you clasp the hands behind the back. See if you can get your palms to touch if you do that. Press the backs of the arms into the mat. Notice how that creates more of a back bend. One more round of breath. Exhale to lower. Pull the knees into the chest. Give yourself a big hug. Rock side to side. Happy baby. Grabbing either the big toes, the outer edges of the feet, the shins, maybe even behind the thighs. And we're trying to anchor the whole spine on the ground. So our tailbone all the way up to the vertebrae behind the neck are nice and flat. The shoulders are anchored down. And you can rock side to side here. Maybe bend one knee and straighten the other, sort of feeling around. Good. And then we'll meet in Shavasana. Legs long, arms down by the sides, palms face up. Closing down the eyes. Taking a big breath in, filling all the way up. Sighing it out the mouth. One more, just like that. Letting go of the practice. Letting go of anything that the mind might be ruminating on. Maybe something that happened in the past or a to-do list for the future. It will all be here at the end of your practice. So try not to grip, but instead just notice. Like clouds passing by. Begin to notice your breath, the colors and lights behind the eyes, the weight of your body on the floor. And begin to envision your body and space in the room around you. Flicker gentle movements into the fingers and the toes. Reach the arms up overhead, take a big stretch. And we'll press ourselves up into a comfortable seat. Keeping the eyes closed if that feels all right for you. Keeping your gaze inward. We'll draw the palms into heart center, Anjali Mudra. We'll seal the practice with the sound of one Om. Take a breath in. Inhale the thumbs to the third eye. And bowing in gratitude. Thank you, my friends. Thank you for being here, for showing up for yourself, for sharing your practice with us. And hopefully we'll see you soon. Have a beautiful day.